HHDG. Peace, everyone. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And on tonight's episode, we have coming out of Detroit, Valid.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
Peace, Brody. What up, though, man? Thank you for having me, man.
You're welcome. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
See you rocking the hometown with the cap.
Yeah, bro. You know how we do. That orange with the navy blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Definitely. So how was sports this weekend for you?
How was sports this weekend? Let me see what happened in Detroit. Did the Lions win or lose yesterday? I'm tripping. I'm not even up to. They probably lost because it's the Lions. So I'm assuming they lost. I hate to even say it like that, but I got to keep it real. Other than that, that's all I pretty much know of. You know what I'm saying? As far as Detroit sports go, at the moment, you know what I'm saying? But I'm excited for the Pistons, and yeah, that's pretty much that.
Yeah, Pistons look like they're gonna be doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely, we starting to rebuild our basketball team back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, the Lions actually playing tonight in a few minutes.
Oh, that's right. That's why
they're playing Green Bay.
They're on Monday Night Football this week.
Yeah.
As soon as we wrap this up, I'm going to have to pull that up. It slipped my mind, too. And I was like, in my head, I was like, how come I don't know if the Lions won or lost last night? And I forgot they're on Monday Night Football this week. Good call, bro.
Yep. Now tell us, a little bit about your come up in Detroit. When did you really see yourself as I'm an MC?
When I saw myself as an MC, bro, it was really it was kind of two things. When I was a little kid, man, I didn't know what he looked like, but I heard a fly motherfucker from Brooklyn named B.I.G. And I heard a couple songs, and I'm a little kid, you know what I'm saying, 3rd or 4th grade or some shit like that, and I'm hearing like more money, more problems, and I'm just like, man, this is this dude sounds smooth and sounds dope. What he was doing with the words and the flows were so fresh to me. And then when I saw the videos, I remember seeing Hypnotized. That was my first visual of Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be when I grow up. And then a couple years after that, I copped the CD of Slim Shady LP. And that dude Eminem was flowing on there, you know what I mean? It was just, it got in my veins. But then as I grew older, man, the shit that I really, really gravitated to, though, once I became like a teenager in my young 20s and everything, more so was shit like Common, Slum Village, Quality, High Tech. Most Def was mad dope to me. So, Kanye West, like especially when he first came out, like that whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and Nas, and just that's the shit that I just really, really gravitated to. You know what I'm saying? And but it wasn't until a little bit after that, I always kind of had it in me that I wanted to do it, but I just never kind of like grew the balls to do it. And eventually, it was around like 2010, 09, somewhere in that era, where I said, all right, I'm gonna actually hit the street and do this shit. And that's really where it came about. And kind of my come up story, man, is I did a show with a cat named Super MC. And for those that don't know, Super MC was he's on the 8 Mile DVD and shit, battling Eminem. He is a staple in the Detroit hip hop community. He was signed to Rest in Peace Big Boots label Iron Fist Records.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, and so Soup was on Iron Fist Records, and I knew of him, but I never met him in person. I'm brand new to the scene. I only really had a couple songs that I was performing at the open mics and shit like that. So I get booked for a show. I'm the same show as him, and he comes in with an entourage. He comes in with a cool people. One of the people he was with was rest in peace, Mama P, Pepper, Proof's mom. This is a few years after, you know what I'm saying, Proof had was taken from us. And so when someone was like, "Yeah, that's Proof's mom, and that's Super MC," that's with Super MC. I'm mad excited because like I'm a huge D12, huge Eminem, Raw Collection, Iron Fist, all of that. You know, Almighty Dreadnoughts, which Super MC was also in with Guilty Simpson, and then so I'm just mad excited as a hip hop head, and. So, you know, I do my thing, and there was a bunch of rappers that night. Soup was the main act, you know, and he killed it. And at the end of the night, Mama P grabs the mic and she starts talking to all the up-and-coming artists in the building. And she just basically says, you know, she said a couple things about her late son, Proof. And she basically said, like, if you're going to do this, you got to have something about you, like, that makes people gravitate towards you. And you got to have some type of charisma and just be, you know, you got to attract people towards you. And I wasn't even that good of a rapper at the time. You know, I probably wasn't a good rapper at all at the time. But she, out of all the acts that rocked that night, she was like, "Yo, where's that white boy with the long hair?" You know, I remember it verbatim. And she looked around and she's like, "Did he leave?" And then she looked, she saw him, she goes, "You young man, keep doing what you do because you got something special about you and just don't stop." And that shit, you know, for Proof's mom to tell me that meant everything to me. But because of that, because she vouched for me like that, Super MC was rocking with me. And from there, me and him built a very close relationship, did a bunch of songs together. And that was kind of the seed that was planted as far as my story in Detroit hip hop goes. And so rest in peace, Proof. Rest in peace, his mother.
Definitely.
Pepper, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, absolutely. And shout out to my guy Super MC.
Wow, definitely shout out to Super MC.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and you spoke of charisma and you spoke of Notorious B.I.G. You know, him right there.
Yeah, no, it don't get no more charismatic than that. You know what I'm saying? Biggie, man. I swear, man, when people ask me who's the GOAT, it changes every day, but I'm more days than not. I'm probably gonna go with Biggie.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, before you even started MCing, who were some of the artists that you saw as you were growing up in the D?
Well, I was young, man, so I didn't really see until I started going out. When I was growing up, I really didn't see much local until I started hitting the scene and trying to do it myself. But I will say, before I hit the scene, Stretch Money was one that I remember hearing him on the radio, like Super MC, just hearing him on the radio as like a local dope, you know, motherfucker. Seeing D12 rock stages, I saw that. But once I started coming on the scene, the cats that I saw locally that were super, I could say made an impact on me again. Soup, Stretch, Slum Village, Elzai, Miss Corona, Mo Dirty, Fat Father, the Fat Killer. These are the names that really like I held up these people and put them on a pedestal. And I might be missing a few. Street Justice. Shout out to my guy Catch B. These are kind of the names and the people that I held on a pedestal. And I said to myself, look, cuz your music ain't nowhere near as good as theirs. So you got a lot of work to do. They were my measuring stick that I try to compete with and catch up with. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to all of them. And especially, you know, not even just locally, but like Slum Village, D12, Black Milk. You know, these were the cats that I said like that's creme de la creme right there. Elzai again, Fat Cat, that whole, you know, JD obviously, Illa J, that whole thing. These are the creme de la creme of the city. And shout out definitely Nick Speed and Seven the General. I hold up
Definitely.
that category. And I might be missing a few just because I didn't brainstorm, but these were shout out to Royce Fit. These were the names that definitely are the makeup of Valid. You know what I'm saying? That I studied. These guys were the blueprint. Real.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole Detroit sound, you know, from the producers to the MCs, you know, it's just a hotbed of talent that always comes out of Detroit. So you had great inspiration right there.
Absolutely, man. I'm truly blessed. And then linking up, you know, I'm kind of jumping around, but linking up with DJ Head, and him being like my customato, my Mickey, and I'm Rocky. You know what I'm saying? That and him being in my corner and being around all the people that I just named, you know, it almost feels planned. You know what I mean? Like almost, like it almost feels like a storybook. So yeah, shout out to the whole city of Detroit for real.
Definitely. Now, since you brought up DJ Head, I saw that you on his birthday you gave him the national drink of Serbia.
Yeah. The whole Balkan region, the whole like former Yugoslavia, Serbia, Croatia.
Yeah. Now, how do you pronounce it? Is it Slivovica?
Slivovic. Plum brandy in English, but yeah, Slivovic.
Yeah.
Is how you say it back home where my parents are from. Yup. That was a gift for him because he helped me with the whole Plum brandy EP. And so did Dilla's mom. Like Dilla's mom really kind of put that in motion for me. So again, back to the storybook, DJ Head always says it. Like DJ Head, you know, was very tight with Dilla, very tight with Proof. And the three of them were you know, pretty tight. That three-headed monster, Dilla, Proof, Head. They all knew each other very well. And, Proof ain't here no more. Dilla ain't here no more with us, at least in the physical. And but I never met Proof, I never met Dilla. But both of their moms played a major role in what would become my artistic endeavors. And it's like DJ Head says, it's almost like a movie, like the way it is both of his right-hand men, like his closest compadres. Neither one of them are here, but both of their moms, it almost feels as if like the Dilla tree, the Proof tree be talking to him and you know hooking me up. It's almost creepy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so shout out to my guy DJ.
Man, I tell you, from just the short time of speaking, if you were to write a book with the 6 degrees of separation of the people that you just spoke about right now, you could probably have like quite a few volumes.
I probably could, man. I probably could. And you know what, man? And that's cool and all, but I think what's cooler is to definitely focus and have my target on adding my name to that list. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what something me and DJ Head always talk about is so, you know, when the next dude, the next chick, the next whoever, they looking at those names and they looking at me the same way, and I could, you know, carry that and pass that down to somebody younger than me or whatever it is. That's you know, that's the way this shit's supposed to go. It's supposed to trickle down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's cool to know them, but you know, now I gotta, you know, now I've worked with some of these people, and now that I've rubbed shoulders with them, and now that some of them have vouched for me, well, now the pressure's on. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta come correct. You know what I mean? And that's how we work hard and we do what we do, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that.
Definitely. Now let's stay on the Plum Brandy EP real quick.
Yeah.
Tell us, aside from, you know, the obvious of what we explained about, you know, your background and everything, what made you decide on going that route? And also, for the people that don't know, all the producers from the Serbian Yugoslavia area.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So the origins of that project, man, that was something me and my guy Pigtown would always talk about. One of my main producers and everything. He always would be like, yo, dog, why don't you do like a Serbian, ex-Yugoslavian, like Balkan themed project? Like it would be dope to do it. And I always wanted to, but I always hesitated to because I didn't want to. I wanted to enter that arena, that 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 music scene over there with some shit like already under my belt. Like
Mhm.
I thought it would be more exciting to do it if they kind of already know who I am, or at least some of them know who I am,
Yeah.
and then I do that. And for me to have something notable over here in the American hip hop side, and then go into that market, it makes it more exciting for me, makes it more exciting for them, and everything like that. So when I dropped my Mihailo album, actually the origin though, but before I dropped the Mihailo album, again, Dilla's mom, Ma Dukes, Maureen Yancey, shout out to her. Um, she hooked me up with a DJ in Serbia named Vlada Stojanovic many years ago. And me and him just always stayed in touch. I would send him merchandise, I would
Nice.
send him music. And I even kind of told him, like, one day I want to do like a themed project where I hook up with y'all, you know. And it was just always something bounced around, but we never pulled the trigger on it. So I
Mhm.
dropped the Mihailo album, and the Mihailo album is doing very well. You know, Shade 4, the songs are getting spun on Shade 4-5. I'm going in and out of town for shows. Ghostface Killer shouts out the project. Elzai's on there, Jessica Caramore, Illa J, 14KT. Like a lot of cool shit is happening in the project, and
Mhm.
it's doing very well. And so it's getting on some major hip hop blogs, some websites. Well, the hip hop heads in that part of the world, Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Macedonia, the whole Balkan, Eastern European region, they're seeing this new hip hop album popping up on their radar named Mihailo, which is automatically like setting off alarms over there. Like, why is it
Mhm.
called Mihailo? That's a very common name over there.
Over there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing their research, and then when I go to Shade 4-5, I'm freestyling off the top of my dome. I end up saying something along the lines of like, uh, hold your feet to the fire, something burn your Timbs. Where you think I learned to sin? Something hanging out with them gutter ass Serbians or something. I said something along them lines. So then, and then like with Ghostface tweeting the shit, like the Wu-Tang heads out there, and okay,
So they
now we
pick it
got a
up.
little bit
Yep.
of buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And there's excitement specifically in that region of the world. And then Vlada Stojanovic, he kind of grabbed the steering wheel and was like, "Yo, Fat Philly, who's like one of the gatekeepers, the legends of hip hop, not just in that region, but in hip hop in general." You see what I'm saying? But he just so
Hmm.
happens to be from Croatia and holds down the fort over there. He puts Fat Philly on to me. He's like, "Yo, this that shit. The Mihailo album from Valid, a kid from Detroit of Serbian descent. His parents are Serbian and moved there, and you know, yada yada yada." So me and Fat Philly, Vlad Yanovich, we really put our heads together, and I told him, "Look, I want to do something called the Plum Brandy EP. I want to rock over samples from just
Yeah.
that region of the world, and I want to rock with
Hmm.
y'all." You know, and it was mad exciting to them. So Fat Philly really put it together, and told me highlight this producer, that producer, da 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 da. Extra, he just extra vouched for me, you know, with them cats. And that's pretty much it, man. And Vlada Stojanovic really like helped me in Alternativa Radio. That's his platform. Really helped me organize everything as far as like outworks and how we're gonna promote it. And it worked, man. And they were excited because, you know, they see me doing it out here, and they have their own hip hop community out there that rap in the Serbian, Croatian, Macedonian language. It never really trickles to over here, but they're fans of over here.
Yeah.
So when they see me doing what I'm doing on this side, and vice versa, it was kind of like, all right, we could break this forbidden door, and I can bring some of their flavor onto this side. So I had a couple of the tracks that were on the Plum Brandy EP getting spun over here on like major American shit, getting some coverage over here. So it was a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Boldy James is on this Balkan themed project, you know what I'm saying? For example,
Yeah.
like that's mad fresh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, dog. You know, shout out to everybody who helped me with the Plum Brandy EP. And there was two versions of it: the original and then the deluxe version called the Refill. So shout out to everybody involved, and especially, you know, the genesis of that though, my Dukes, Miss Maureen Yancey, she planted that seed. So shout out to her.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah, crazy story, huh?
Yeah, congrats to you on that, because
Appreciate
that's the beauty of combining music with people's backgrounds, and
Yeah,
look how it just fully blossomed.
absolutely, man.
Man, that's great,
Absolutely.
man. We got Danny Fernandez in the comments. He asked where can I follow and hear homie stuff. So I just hooked them up with some of your Bandcamp and your IG.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, all the social media is Valid 313. The website is valid313.com. But my name is Valid. Some people think my name's Valid 313. That's just the socials and the website and the YouTubes. But it's Valid, and follow me at Valid 313 on everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. For those that don't know, the 313 is repping the Detroit.
That's right. That's the area code of Detroit. Back in the day, it was the whole area code of the whole state. Many decades ago. But
That's
now
crazy, right?
it's pretty much just pretty much Detroit, actually. Yep.
Yeah. So tell us about some of you spoke about hip hop. Tell us about some of the music from your parents when they came over to the U.S. What kind of music did they?
That's kind of like my first earliest memories of music in general. You know what I'm saying? My mom listened to a lot of music from former Yugoslavia. A lot of it was dope. Some of it's like folk music. Some of it's a little bit more modern, but it was. I really like the old Balkan songs, Serbian songs, or from wherever. That are like the real old, like what I would call our version of soul music. It's not like music you like really dance to. It's like them old village songs where dudes are singing about like the war and they know they're about to die. A lot of those songs are like sad as fuck, but they're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? They're melodic as hell. They're beautifully written. Lyrically, they're you know what I'm saying? They're tear jerkers. You know what I'm saying? But those types of songs or singing about love in those old days. You know what I'm saying? And that's like real soul music. That those songs are so old and they get passed down generation and generation. That these were written and made well before there was record players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's those are the type of songs I really like. But then working on this Plum Brandy EP, like I started realizing like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, there was a whole culture in ex-Yugoslavia of like dope soul music, like dope R&B music, dope funk music that was being made in our language, that was being produced. But I just never knew about it growing up because that's not the type of shit I heard growing up.
Yeah, understood.
In my household and shit. And I didn't know that shit existed. And up until now. So like a lot of these dope ass producers I work with back home throughout ex-Yugoslavia, like they put me on to like, yo, peep this shit that came out like 1985 in Serbia or in Yugoslavia. And they hit play and I'll be like, yo, this shit banging. It sounds like some Rick James shit or some like, you know what I'm saying? Some motherfucking just whatever the fuck. Just dope, like just quality dope music. And that shit was just super dope to me. Like, yeah, man, we had it. Like my people been had it. Hell yeah. That's what's up.
That's dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I mean, growing up, in the house, when my mom would be cleaning, that's would be playing on the music. Radio, you know what I'm saying? Like that old Yugo, we would call it Yugoslavian music. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the similarities that I have as well. That's why we came up. When you clean, the music was playing.
Yeah, exactly, dog. My mom would be singing while washing the dishes. That's what we do.
Yeah. Oh man. Now, what still amazes me is the people that you spoke of from Detroit are not only just people that you ended up working with, but as the years have come along, there's been other newer artists, and one of them that you mentioned was Boulder James, who is now doing this thing, and you've also worked with him.
Major level.
How important is it for you to continue to have Detroit represented on your projects?
It would be a shame if I didn't. You see what I'm saying? And I'll tell you why, bro. All right. I was born in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? I was born in Detroit. When I was taken out the hospital, I was taken to a house in Detroit, and my family we stayed in Southwest Detroit. And as I was very very young when we moved just outside of Detroit, pretty much damn near to the border, to a city called Dearborn Heights. It's a suburb of Detroit. It's literally not. I grew up pretty much right at the border, a neighborhood called Warrendale, which is pretty much the border of Detroit and Dearborn Heights. Now, all my family and everything, my cousins, my aunts and uncles, they still stayed in Southwest. So growing up, babysit, we get dropped off in Southwest Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. But I never went to public school in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? I went to college in Detroit, Wayne State University. Shout out to the Warriors and everything like that. And so when I got on the hip hop scene, for sure, a lot of cats were like, "Oh, dog," you know what I'm saying? Like, "Nah, you from that side of the woods." You know what I'm saying? You from that side of the tracks. Very similar to like people, would say that about M. "Oh, bro, you ain't from Detroit, you from Warren. You're from that side of 8 Mile." With Royce the 5'9", "Oh, dog, you from Oak Park," yada yada yada. It's the same bullshit, chit chat, whatever. But I respect that because no, I didn't go to high school in Detroit where motherfuckers were walking through like metal detectors. You see what I'm saying? So I always am very, very careful to rep Detroit to the fullest, but I'm very careful how I claim Detroit because I never want to disrespect. I'm sorry. Any of the people that went to public schools in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? That when they were 15, 16, they you know what I'm saying? They lived in Detroit. They didn't live in Dearborn Heights or Warren or Oak Park or whatever. So yeah, I claim Detroit. Like, this is the only city I know. This is the only metropolitan I know. Baptized, born, everything, graduated from, paid taxes, paid rent in Detroit. But I didn't go to public schools in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So I always am very careful and respectful of that. But at the same time, Valid, the hip hop artist, was built in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? My mentors, my dojos, my senseis, you see what I'm saying, are all Detroit hip hop artists, and my flavor that I present to the world is very Detroit hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, it would be disrespectful in one sense to claim some shit, but it would also be disrespectful to not rep this shit because it's that flavor. That's who built me. You know what I'm saying? The city of Detroit built the hip hop artist Valid. So it would be mad disrespectful for me to not have Boldy James on some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to me to wave this flag. But for me, rep it properly and do it justice and not be on no phony shit at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to the whole city of Detroit, and I'm gonna wave it, and and I hope I make every cat that came before me, with me, and after me proud as fuck to rock this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Motherfuckers let me in, so I gotta wave this shit. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Yo, Ian, can you hear me? Oh, I think we lost connection, y'all. If y'all watching me,
there you go. You good? Yeah. we talking about. Sorry about that. We talking about the importance of the DJ still in hip hop, and you displayed that very well with a Michigan DJ producer by the name of Slot A.
Yeah, that's my guy. So Slot A, similar to what I was just talking about with Detroit and everything like that. Slot A is from Michigan. Yeah, he's from I don't know exactly where, but the IFC Air 734. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but he cut his teeth. He built his name Slot A in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He's lived there for many years, and he's a part of the Chicago hip hop family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not so much the Michigan hip hop fabric, but that's my guy, and that's my guy. And dope producer, dope DJ Slot A, and he just produced my most recent single that I put out with my guy Stretch Money. So shout out to Slot A, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shout out Slade because I listen to a lot of Chicago artists that he works with, like Neek and
My
Rashid
guy,
Hadi and them.
my guy,
Yeah,
Neat, Rashid Hadi, Fillmore Green. Let's
yeah,
go,
definitely.
bro.
Yep.
All that, man. That's my home from home. You know what I'm saying? Chicago's almost like my second home because of Slade and because of that whole family tree. I'm like an extended member of that family. So shout
Remember?
out to them, man. 100%.
Definitely, man. Yep.
Yeah, and back to you what you were saying about the DJ. You know what, man? The DJs are the muscle of this. Yeah, you always hear, oh, hip hop started with the DJ, and that's cool. But I'm talking about right now, the DJs are still the muscle of this. When I go out of town to do a show with DJ Head, or I rock a show with DJ Head, he's really the meat of the sandwich. Like, he's the one. I gotta go to his place. We rehearse the tracks. He's the one that got the tracks. He's the one that needs to know the timing of where we're gonna flip the record, and I just gotta remember the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But he's the one, carrying the crate. You know what I'm saying? The equipment. So I'm always like, yo, Head, let me grab that, whatever. He does all of that to play the background and make me look good. I'd be awesome. Like, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna rock this like it's Valid and DJ Head, not Valid. Oh, and that's my DJ back there. No, it's Valid and DJ Head rocking. It's Valid and Slade rocking. If I got my man's J Mac with me, it's Valid and J Mac. And I always try to do cool shit in my sets to really, you know what I'm saying, showcase them. Because yeah, dog, DJs are everything, bro. And motherfucking rappers, they don't understand that. They gonna show up with their cell phone, they play the MP3 off the phone.
Yeah, it's not.
Where's your DJ at? You know what I'm saying? And take your fucking vocals off the damn record if you're gonna perform this shit.
There you go.
So yeah, man. I honor that old school G code a whole lot. You know, it's cool if you got a couple vocals in there as far as like ad libs, action tracks. Maybe you got like you left your ins and outs on the hook just so it can hit just a tad bit harder. But you better be not doing no karaoke job around me, dog. You know what I'm saying? That ain't. I'll walk out. You know.
Yeah. Now, and how did you meet Jimbo Slice?
Jimbo Slice, oh, bro, Jimbo Slice is a cat from the Detroit hip hop scene, and he's actually related to my engineer, Tone Rizzo, who you'll see on the credits of all my shit. That's my engineer. He even does like production. When I say production, I don't mean make beats. I mean like calling shots. Like me, him, Pigpen, and DJ Head. Like you'll see on all my records, it'll say written by, produced by me, Head, Pigpen, and Tone Rizzo. Does that mean they wrote the rhymes? No, I write my rhymes. Solo, no ghostwriters here. But they help write the song. And what I mean by that is not lyrics, but just like, yo, should we do a drop here? Hey, do I need to redo that verse? Like, do you think my tone should come up? You know, all these very intricate things. It's a four-man team that make my albums and my projects. You know, I'm just the MC and I pick the beats and whatever, and I build shit and I present it to them. And Tone's one of those guys, and his cousin is Jimbo Slice, dope DJ, dope producer. He's done cuts for me, and shout out to Jimbo Slice. Yeah.
Dope. Now, out of the artists that you have worked with, who's somebody that you would like to?
Royce the 5'9". Right off rip, Royce. And shout out to the whole Montgomery boys, Kid Vicious, that's my guy. And that whole Heaven Studios, it's all my peoples used to be over there. Shout out to everybody that be over there. You know what I'm saying? From Ty Ferris, that's my Jeezy. Kid Vicious. And yeah, man, shout out to Royce the 5'9". I've yet to work with him, but that would be probably, you know, the one Detroit cat that I would love to build with some way, somehow.
Definitely. You heard that, Royce?
Yeah, come on, Royce. Yeah.
Gotta put that through.
Yeah, you know, if it's meant to be in the game,
yep,
it'll be. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Now, one of my favorite producers coming out of D, who's shown that even though he has that same hard knocking sound, he went and started using some other equipment. He even spoke with Knots about, you know, giving him some little pointers, but you were on his album from 2019, Sincerely Detroit.
Yeah, my guy Apollo Brown. That was a blessing, man. Shout out to Apollo Brown. That was super dope to me. That was one of those things that's like is earmarked. It's a memorable moment for me because I being around in the hip hop scene, like since I got on it, Apollo Brown was already, busting ass out here, like in the beat battles, the Red Bull beat battles, the this,
Mm-hmm.
that. He was already putting shit out that had like national, international attention, and then like you see him doing an album with Guilt, and he does an album with this person and that person, and then he did like the Ghostface shit, and then just a lot of shit, man. And I was always a fan of him, and really, when he did Dice Game with Guilty, like that, me and my guy J Mac, we were bumping that heavy in the whip. Like, I verbatim remember being like, man, dog, what if one day I got to do a motherfucking track with Apollo Brown? This is like back in shit. When did Dice Game come out? Like 2013, 2014?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, you know what I mean? And years later, like I knew Apollo knew who I was, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't really think that he paid much attention or I was on his radar like that. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then one day my man DMs me out of nowhere and it's Apollo Brown. I'm like, uh-oh, this is either really good or really bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, did somebody like give me a beat that, that was the first thing my mind went to was something negative. Like, uh-oh, maybe I rapped over a beat that, he feels like offended by, like maybe a producer I work with. I'm like, here we go, drama. There's the only reason. And then when I opened up the message and he was like, yo, dog, I'm working on an album. I love a verse from you. Throwing you the alley-oop. You down? Those were the words he said. He was like, I'm throwing you the alley-oop. You know. And I said, come on, cuz. It's done. It's a done deal. And then when he told me, so Fat Father, how I mentioned earlier, is one of my favorite rappers ever. And when he told me who I was going to be on a song with, Journalist, which was super important to me because Journalist is mad dope, also big proof on this record, all that. But the fact that he was in a group with Apollo Brown, you know what I'm saying? The Left. And,
The Left, yeah.
And they had that classic album. And so for Apollo to say, yo, I'm not just going to put you on a song, but I'm going to put you on a song with one of my right-hand men that I built this legacy, Apollo Brown, with, cool. That is seriously important to me. And then Fat Father, oh shit, that's one of my favorite rappers ever. It pinched me, you know what I'm saying? That's really what it was, man. And that was something I showed my parents. Like, I was telling them, like, look at the names on the cover of this. They don't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like Royce the 5'9", Slum Village, Elzai, Conniver from D12, and and I had to explain to them like how big these names really are and how world renowned. And then to show them the back and tell them that I'm on this album with these people, it was, shout out to Apollo Brown.
Yeah. Fat Father dropped a dope album this year too.
Soccer Dad. Yeah, that's my guy. I got all his shit. Facts.
Now, being that you like to give people physical copies of your work, how important is it to have it in different formats for you to certain people?
As far as CDs go, those are really, I don't know if I'm really ever gonna invest into CDs again. Maybe not. Maybe somebody can talk me into it. But vinyl, man. If the shit is gonna be physical, vinyl's the way to go. Cassettes are the way to go. You gotta understand, like, people do play the vinyl, but a lot of people don't too. Like, they collect the cassette and the vinyl because it's a piece of art that is tribute to the music. But they're still gonna pull it up on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's if you're gonna release music and you release it just digitally, that's cool. But if you're gonna do physical, vinyl and cassettes, people love it. You know what I'm saying? To me, CDs and like USB sticks, that ain't really the way to go. If you do the USB, boy, it's got to be something so special that again, it's not even about actually using the motherfucking USB stick. It's more so about the collectible like item that's to own. Um, so yeah, man, it's just an extension of the merchandise, the hats, the shirts, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? With the Plum brandy, we did the plum color vinyl. It's a real dope dark color purple. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that. Even if a person doesn't even own a record player, they still might want to buy the vinyl because it's it's art of something that they enjoy. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. As we just mentioned with Fat Father, when he released Soccer Dad, he had a cassette version, which was actually a USB.
Yep, that's shit like that is dope. Or you come up with a USB that matches the vibe of the product, the theme of the product, so the item matches it, and it's just like I just want to own that. Like people buy action figures and don't open it. Same kind of collectible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People want to support you, man. And they, a lot of times your fans, your listeners, they know that streaming the music ain't really putting nothing in your pocket unless you're
absolutely
super famous. So this gives them a way of
actually giving to the artist.
Giving to the artist and owning something tangible, physical that you can show and hang on the wall or whatever.
Yep.
Or wear or
That brings great memories.
Brings memories, man.
Digital can never do that.
Digital can never do that. But if I got on my computer, I got sitting on top of it, Fat Father, Veterans Day album that he dropped.
I remember that, yeah.
This is a USB stick that is like a dog tag.
Like
you in the Army. This sits on my computer every day, and I see it every day. So every day in my head, I get hit Fat Father, Veterans Day. And that probably more so makes me listen to the album on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever, a little bit more than I would if I didn't have it.
Yeah.
That'll remind me every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, it works, man. It works. The tangible, physical shit works, bro.
And it's creative because it works with the album title.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe one day you might do something like that.
I got ideas, bro. I got music I'm working on and concept projects I'm working on, and I've thought about doing it. But again, my ideas are so outrageous that like it's gonna be a USB stick that's like you're not even gonna care to plug it into your computer. Like you want it, like you buy an action figure like to save it, like shit like that.
Definitely. Now let's tell us a little bit about your journey with Titan Records, because your debut was also off of that, correct?
Yeah. So shout out to my man's Chris and Super MC at Titan Records, and the whole Titan family, everybody else over there. Titan Records was to bounce off the story I told you earlier about Mama P. Titan Records threw that show, I believe, together, and they booked me and Super MC on the same bill. And then, goes the story I told you earlier, where me and Soup ended up becoming really close due to Mama P. And Titan Records, my man's Chris, they were a local level. They are a local label that took it when nobody else really did. You know what I'm saying? Before I was good enough or whatever. So they invested some time and energy in me, and me and Chris became super close. And I started recording music over there. That was a studio I was going at. And eventually, Super MC joined Titan Records as well. And my time over there was I feel like we were growing and learning together. You know what I'm saying? Me and my man's Chris that holds Titan Records down. There was we were both new. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really know much about the music. Neither did I. But we were just saying like, yo, I'm the rapper, you're the label. We figure this out as we go, one day at a time. And that was a very cool experience. It's an experience that I hold dear to my heart. And I put out the Beyond Physics project that I did with my guy J Man. I put out the EPs, my early EPs. They all had the Titan Records logo on it. And then I put out my album Reach High via Titan Records. That was a joint venture between me and Titan. And that was that. You know, it was a good experience. It was cool. When after I put out that album, I told my man Chris, I was like, you know what, dog, let me just fall back, and I feel like we made it to the line as far as what we were here to do is put out that Reach High album. We both benefited off of it. And then I just kind of was on some what I'm about to do with my life. And when I tried to fall back from music, I was on some nah, I'm gonna keep going as hard as I possibly can. And I was just doing it solo. There was I realized it's kind of let cooks in the kitchen type thing. As far as the business side of shit goes, I felt that I shouldn't let's just do me. You know what I'm saying? Not that Titan, not that that situation didn't allow me to do that. They let me do whatever the fuck I wanted to. So shout out to them for that. But it was more so of
more growth.
It was just I want to solely depend only on me.
Right.
Budget wise, whether it be studio time wise, whether it be whatever it was just this is the valid train. You know what I'm saying? And so I took experience that I learned with Titan, and I just learned that valid is a high-low thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really need to I don't really have the words, but I can give you kind of more so just tell you there was everything I needed to do. They had to be cool with it. You see what I'm saying? Which is cool too. That it should be like that. You know what I'm saying? They let me do me, share that approval with somebody. Yo, we want to go with this artwork, or we're doing this. I kind of want this. Hey, how do you feel about doing it like this? And it just kind of was also, and that was cool. That was a beautiful experience. And then when I realized, no, I want to keep doing music, I kind of didn't want to share that way. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
I still seek approval, like I told you earlier with DJ Head, Pigpen, and I built with Slot A. You know what I'm saying? And but it was just this is my money, this is my whatever, and this is how I'm gonna do it solely. But those days at Titan Records, I wouldn't trade them much for the world because I learned so much, and those are still my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Chris could call me, Sue could call me. I'm there, and I still really want. I would love to do I was just thinking about this the other day, do a cool Titan Records, something that I'm involved in, whether it be a giant show with me and Soup and whoever, you know what I'm saying, or some type of compilation that I'm involved in. That would be dope. Those are my peoples.
Yeah,
but I'll just put a valid album out. I really don't see any record label, not even just Titan, any record label being involved in that process unless they talking about, unless you're really bringing a bag to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like something huge where I feel that it's worth to break that bread with. But at this point, it's just, this is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You had the proper stepping stones.
Yeah, man. And again, shout out to Chris and his wife and Titan Records household, man. And I miss going over there, real talk.
And speaking on the vinyl, you have an upcoming show next month.
Yeah.
For a vinyl release.
Yeah, this
of the
is
track
another
I'm Plus.
Man. Yeah, for the track I'm Blessed. This is another big moment, how you were just talking about the Apollo Brown thing. And Funk Night Records is a world-renowned Detroit funk music label. You know what I'm saying? Like their vinyl that they put out is in record shops throughout the world. Literally, they got worldwide distribution, but they don't put out a lot of hip hop. They put out mostly funk music, like original funk music with bands from all over the world.
All over, yeah.
But when they do rock with hip hop, it's Detroit hip hop, and it's like the dopest of the dopest shit. Like the people I mentioned earlier. Like I think there's only 7 or 8 hip hop releases from the Funk Night label. I think it's Elzai got some Funk Night release. Danny Brown, the hybrid,
Wow.
he was pressed up by Funk Night. Fat Father had a Funk Night release. Fat Cat, Guilty. My man's Dope had from the Bruiser Brigade. And who else? Five Ella, the legendary hip hop group from Detroit. They had a Funk Night release. And if I'm correct, I think the B side of their Funk Night release had some rare like Dilla Proof shit on there. I'm trying to remember if I got everybody. Elzai, Fat Cat, Guilt, Fat Father. Yeah. I think I got everybody. I think there was like 8 or 7 of them. And also on top of it, Will Sessions, the funk.
I was just about to bring them up.
Yeah, Will Sessions, world-renowned funk group. That's a Funk Night label band. They're the ones that redid all of Nas's beats from I did Elmatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just if I'm correct, just about all their shit dropped from Funk Night. So, for me to be added to that list of MCs and Detroit hip hop artists is it's again like being on Apollo Brown's album. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Frankie Raines who runs Funk Night Records. When he called me and said, "Yo, dog, I want to put out I'm Blessed as a Funk Night single." And here it is. I just picked it up today, man, before we did this interview. I met up with Frankie Raines. Here it is, dog. The Funk Night.
There you go.
Funk Night. Let me get it in the camera.
There you go.
Blessed, produced by DJ Dez.
Dez, yep.
Yes, sir. And on the B side is probably my other most popular song, Bottle. Me, Elzai, Jessica Caramore, produced by Hero. So just to be, man, it's surreal to me that Val's got a Funk Night release. And on that release is DJ Dez, Elzai, and Jessica Caramore. And Hero. Like that, if you would have told me this 5-6 years ago, I would have walked down the street and everybody to their face, "See, I told you so. Told you I'm dope. Told you I'm gonna do dope shit." You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I'm feeling, and not in a cocky way, but in I feel very fulfilled. Like I feel going back to what we were talking about earlier about carrying on the flag, and now that I'm a part of this, and I work up to here, it's like now, it's just it almost feels like, yeah, Apollo Brown, you got me on his album. I got a Funk Night release and with Elzai and all that, and Static Selector playing my shit and Tony Touch playing my shit.
Yeah.
And me and Stretch Money, a Detroit legend, got one of the dopest tracks out right now. Like I feel like firm and confident in my position in this family tree. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
But I don't take it for granted, and I know things change like this, so I cherish it, and I hold it dear to my heart, and I'm gonna protect it. And I think the best thing I can do for it is to not keep it local, but keep my eye on the globe. I mean, keep it local, but go global. You know what I'm saying? And wave this flag as much as God allows me to. You know what I'm saying? And take it as further as I can from sea to sea, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. Now let's talk about the two producers on this upcoming vinyl release. DJ Dez, he's a staple in the Detroit hip hop scene for
So
a
is.
very long time.
Yeah. If Detroit hip hop was the equivalent of like a WWE locker room, DJ Dez is like Undertaker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Oh shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the younger cats like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You know, Undertaker's like the godfather of that locker room. So in Detroit hip hop, I really hold, at least in my mind, I hold DJ Dez to that same regard. Like, dude been around the world. He's chopped it up with all of them. He's DJed for all of them. I saw him DJ for Royce. Him and Dilla did, he was Slum Village's DJ. So like the list of people that he's DJed for when it comes to Detroit hip hop and being there in the hip hop shop and the Lush Lounge and the 5E Gallery when I started coming around and his stories, and then not even just Detroit hip hop, the shit he's done outside of Detroit hip hop. Like his name rings bells in the world of hip hop. You see what I'm saying? And so I was just, I always just treated him with mad respect, and I always hold him in high regard. And when I told him, like, look, dog, I'm working on this Mihalo album. If I can get a DJ Dez track, and got one, and it was the last song on the album. It was kind of stick out on the album, and it tied up my album perfectly. We made the single. And to this day, man, it's one of my top songs. Like people to this day, they don't know who Valid is, but that song will somehow, some way, pop up on their Spotify playlist or whatever, and they'll message me and they say, "Yo, man, I'm depressed, and this song like shook that shit off me." Some of the things people told me, dog, I'm about to cry just thinking about this shit. Like some of the things people told me since that song has come out, man. And they share it on Facebook. Like, man, I had to play this today because I was in the dumps. Or maybe they weren't in the dumps, but just people share that song and they reach out to me and they say, you know, it puts them in a good mood and they hear the song and nothing to do in their day after they're hearing the song. And like, no pun intended, I'm blessed to have made a song like that. And that song of mine was produced by world famous DJ Dez Andres. Like that's I can't put that into words, my Jeezy. So shout out to DJ Dez and thank you for giving me the canvas to paint such a beautiful positive, I should say, not just beautiful. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn. A positive picture, you know, myself included. We paint a lot of negativity, bro. You know what I'm saying? We do. We talk our shit. We like to talk our shit. And negativity for somewhat cause people in saying this gangster rap shit we do. But I was able to make a positive song and I gave it up to the Most High on a DJ Dez produced track and people love it. That's you know what I'm saying? If God called me home today, that's one thing as far as hip hop goes. Like that's I can hang my hat on that. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. 2 years later, dog, Frankie Raines hits me up. Let's do a Funk Night release of that song. All right, and now here we are, man. Like, as popular as it was and how people rock with the song, the fact that this exists, I just think it's just one more thing that's going to make that song even go further. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, literally. That's not the name of it is the name of the song, but I'm saying it in sentence form. I'm blessed for this song called I'm Blessed to Exist. And shout out to DJ Dez and everybody involved and who made the music video happen a couple of years ago. And look what we made happen. Funk Night. Yeah, I'm blessed.
There you go. You're on the right path. You're making the right path for yourself, man.
Man, thank you. I'm trying one day at a time, bro. I feel like I'm getting older, but then at the same time, I feel like I'm getting younger. Like I almost feel like I'm getting my second win. Like, oh baby. Y'all thought I was dope before, watch me now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm feeling. So, yeah.
Dope. Now let's talk about the other producer on there. Part of the Swordcast podcast with another favorite artist of mine out of Detroit, novelist, who has I've been listening to Hero since probably the Emissary days. He's
Yeah.
worked with. Who else has he worked? He's worked with Red Pill early in the time when I started listening to him.
Chris Oric, I believe he goes.
Yep, Chris Oric. Yep.
Red Pill, Clear Soul Forces.
Yep.
Yeah, Hero got himself a good resume when it comes to
definitely.
He's done with them beats, and me and Hero, we've known each other for probably 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? Almost, and because we both came on the scene around the same time. You know what I mean? And he made beats on one of my earliest EPs, like some of my earliest music that I try to forget I made. You know what I'm saying? It's cringeworthy bad. But I had a Hero beat on there. And then on the Reach High album, my Titan Records release, my favorite song on there, the one that I think is the best song on there, was also produced by Hero. It was called Silent Mode. And that beat was so sweet, man. It's still sweet. Like, I don't listen to a lot of my old stuff, but that song I still listen to, and I'm proud of that one. And then, you know, when I was making my Mihailo album, there was a voice in me that said, like, yo, this might be your last artistic effort, bro. And that's why, like, I had Elzai on there and Dez. And I knew I wanted to holler at Hero. Like, I just know he's dope. And I knew what he was making is going to fit the vibe that I was trying to capture with the Mihailo album. And when he gave me that beat, and then I wrote the song Bottled, and I wrote one verse. I didn't write two, I didn't write three, I wrote one verse. And I just remember, like, when I wrote it, I said, I want Elzai on this. And it was like the universe started working, dog. It was like Elzai started following me on Instagram, like unrelated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't actually get Elzai on the song. Like, I already started thinking, like, I was just like, man, I'm gonna leave this verse open for Elzai, but I know that's not gonna happen. So I started already thinking of, like, other MCs that I wanted to put on the song. But then randomly, man, Elzai started following me on the gram. And you know, I'm a huge Elzai fan. Like, I say that with no shame, no, you know, I'm not too cool to big up artists. Like, I'm a mark for Elzai. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, he started following me and whatever. And then I didn't even know he was in town. One day I'm downtown partying it up with wherever. Somebody puts their hand on my shoulder. I turn around, it's Elzai. He sticks his hand out. You know, what up, El? Oh, shit. You know, we just started chopping it up, and I told him, man, I got this song, dog, that I know you would kill this shit. And he gave me the math, and the rest is history. So shout out to Elzai, shout out to Hero. And then the cherry on top, I was like, I don't want my album to be just bars and beats. Like, I want to make a dope music. I hit up Jessica Caramore, the legend, you know what I'm saying? And put her on the same song. So it's still surreal to me a couple years later. Valid, Elzai, Jessica Caramore, and Hero beat exists. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jessica Caramore. She's the coolest person in the world, the nicest person in the world, and I love her. And yeah, so the rest is history. So shout out to Hero, man, because he again, he made the canvas. I came up with the concept. Elzai's the concept king when it comes to this rap shit. I sent it to Jessica Caramore with both me and Elzai on it. She did her thing in, I think she was in New York when she had it. She wasn't in Detroit. I think she was out with Quali in the lab or something like that when she laid her verse and sent it back to me. And yeah, that's that. Bottled. Probably my favorite song I ever made.
There you go. Now, before we end this, we gotta talk a little bit about wrestling, because I know you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, dog, absolutely.
Is Shawn Michaels your favorite?
Absolutely. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the showstopper, the icon, the main event. You know what I'm saying? The hardest act to follow in pro wrestling history. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, in my eyes, is the GOAT. But man, a lot of these newer guys are starting to chip away at that, dog. You know, I'm seeing Kenny Omega, and I'm just like, maybe, you know, I have sentimental value with Shawn Michaels. I grew up on it. And, you know, the nostalgia of it. But if you eliminate that from the equation, he's still the GOAT. But if you eliminate that from the equation, maybe when it's all said and done, when Kenny Omega hangs the boots for the last time. Maybe the body work that Kenny Omega has built thus far and is going to build, probably gonna outshadow every. Like genuinely, like I think he's our Ric Flair. Real talk. I really think he does. Really think he is. The way he's going from territory to territory, his 5-6 star, critically acclaimed classic matches. It's he might be the guy, dog. He might be the guy. But no, Shawn Michaels is still the best. I think that's it's hard to compare. You know what I'm saying? Also, another sleeper GOAT. Might be, dog, when it's all said and done too, could possibly be Chris Jericho. Regardless of whatever his politics, and let's take that aside. The professional wrestler Chris Jericho. Hell of an in-ring worker. Great. Reinvented himself so many times. Got so many different catchphrases over. So many different classic storylines. The first ever Undisputed Champion. First ever AEW Champion. He was involved in the classic Attitude Era. He was involved in the classic WCW era, where NWO and Goldberg was there, and he was putting on classics with Guerrero and Ray and yada, 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 yada. He goes to Japan, does his thing there, and takes New Japan by storm when you think he's dead. And then he comes to America.
Come back.
Oh, man, AEW. He's one of the he's one of the pillars of AEW, bro. So it's like, yeah, there's a legit argument to be made. Chris Jericho is the greatest professional wrestler to ever live. You know what I'm saying? And if I were to argue that Chris Jericho is the GOAT, this would be my main go home argument. Like okay, as I said, Shawn Michaels is the GOAT. But the thing with Shawn Michaels, the thing with a lot of guys, is most of their greatest moments were, especially with Shawn Michaels, this is true, were given to us from one production, WWE, or maybe WCW, like Things greatest. It's all kind of WCW. Undertaker is all WWE. Then there's a few guys that were both, Hogan, all right, whatever the hell. Ric Flair, he's an exception because you got him in NWA, WCW, main event of WrestleMania. He's one of those guys. But Chris Jericho was great everywhere. He was great in ECW, WCW, WWF, WWE, New Japan, AEW. Who else can we say that about? Nobody. I don't think so. Kenny Omega doesn't have a classic WWE match. Jericho's got a bunch of them. Shawn Michaels doesn't have a classic New Japan match. Jericho does. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's gone everywhere and taken over the world of wrestling. Everywhere he's laid his footprint. So it's like, yeah, dog, the guy is I think alone in that regard, and maybe in that regard, that makes him the epitome, the all-around professional wrestler, Chris Jericho. And then to get super nerdy about it, he's worked as a cruiserweight. He's worked as like a midweight Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels weight guy. And now the way he worked and the way he works in Japan and as a heel in AEW when he was working like a heavyweight. Like he got like a gut on him, moving around slow, like a power guy, like almost like he's wrestling like a big boy, like a Vader, like a you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what style you want, bro? You want him to hit
I was gonna say, yeah,
or fly do a moonsault off the top rope? What you want?
Like an athlete that knows how to adjust according to what type of weight division they're in.
And it's just, dog, I don't think anybody figured out professional wrestling more than that man. And that would be if I was in a debate class and somebody's like, you have to argue that Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. Those would be my arguments. But how I really feel inside, oh no, baby, it's still the showstopper, the heartbreak kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dog.
All valid points. Definitely. And I got to shout out Novelist and Hero at Swordcast because because they keep me up to date because I don't watch wrestling as much like I used to. But when they talk about it, it piqued my interest to, start checking out every once in a while now.
Yeah, dog.
Shout out to them.
And I'm kind of the same way, bro. They keep me up to date with wrestling shit. And because I can't watch like how I used to, man. I'm mad too busy. Like I barely keep up with WWE anymore. Shame on me, I guess. I'm definitely, but I'm definitely a little bit more AEW. That's where I'm really at with it, man. I was in Chicago for the big show, man. CM Punk's first match. Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole came out. The night before, I was at the event, the GCW event, where Moxley popped out, and it was a hell of a time. And Chicago was super dope, man. Shout out again. I got to chop it up with the hip hop family out there, Fillmore Green, Slade, and Rashid Hadi and Neek. I got to see all them. Got to chop it up with Westside Gun in Chicago. That was dope.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
So yeah, shout out to the Griselda family, Boldy James, Westside Gun, all that. And yeah, man. It was a beautiful weekend. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to my homie Pigpen, Jake New, Mr. My man Damon. That's my wrestling crew that I went out with. Pigpen, he's also a huge wrestling head. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Matter of fact, speaking of wrestling and AEW, shout out to my G, Ethan Page, AEW star. I did his music for his official YouTube channel theme music, and that was produced by Pigpen. And there's a music video of the song called Me and My Ego on Ethan Page's YouTube channel. Shout out to my guy.
I gotta check that later.
Absolutely.
Valid, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Making your name. Definitely. I appreciate that. You're making your name, as far as Detroit and the world. And that's how it should be. Appreciate that.
Man, I tell people all the time, I'm repping for Detroit. I ain't rapping for Detroit. Let's go rap for the world and wave this flag for the world. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Tell the people where they can go reach out to you, support your music.
Yeah. All my music is on Spotify, Apple, all the platforms. Just type in the word Valid, VALID. But my social media is Valid313. My YouTube channel is Valid313, and my website where you can buy merchandise, shirts, stay up to date on everything is Valid313.com. So Valid313 everything. The Mihailo album that's out now. That's dropped in 2019 that we talked about. And the Plum Brandy EP, both versions came out in 2020, are out now. And the new single from me and Stretch Money, produced by Slade, Like This, is out now. Video out now. It's banging, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, dog.
And as always, this isn't possible without our entire HHDG media crew. That'll be myself, Rock Vader KB, Skelly Top, the Mayor, and T. Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to HHDG. I love the Facebook group. I love what y'all doing. Thank you again for sharing your platform with me, the whole crew, and especially you, Ian, for reaching out and making this interview happen. I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you, man. And on behalf of everyone over here at HHDG Media and the Hip Hop Discussion Group, we say peace.
Peace.